Hey Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's awesome to talk to you, and congratulations on the film. I saw it the other night, and it just blew my mind. The score is insanely good.
Oh, amazing. Thanks a lot.
No,
Yeah,
no, thank you for the time. Are you out of the country? Where are you at?
yeah, I'm in Germany.
It's awesome.
I've literally just started something else.
Cool, man. Well,
Where are you at? Are you in Washington?
yeah, I'm in Washington D.C. You and I have spoken before. Cool. All right, so I'm going to start off just with a couple of questions about like the filmmaking process. I'm a big fan of 35 millimeter, just like the idea of celluloid, and I think that Lost City of Z was so brilliantly shot. This was incredibly shot. Can you talk about just as an actor what it's like working on film, because there's so many films being made today digitally. I'm just curious what that's like for you as an actor to be shooting on film like that.
I mean, I'm always way more into it. I mean, I weirdly shoot a lot on 35 millimeter. I mean, I think probably in the last 5 years, the majority of stuff I've done is on 35, which is really weird. But I like it. I mean, I think performances look better. I think it just aesthetically it looks so much better. It's just incomparable. And I don't know. I feel there's a different vibe on set when people are using 35. I think people they move around the camera differently. I think however, it might be just a kind of placebo effect. That there's so much tradition involved, and also because it's kind of rare that people don't really get to use it. But I mean, above anything else, I mean, I just think it looks better, and I think performance. Every single movie I've done which is shot on film, like I think all the performances look better in it. So I think there's many different reasons why, but yeah, I mean, I love it.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. I'm a big advocate of it. Obviously, with Nolan shooting Dunkirk that way, and there's so many great films that film just looks so incredibly well done. And I think Lost City of Z, and obviously this movie really, in my opinion, it looked so much better being on film. Speaking of the filmmaking process, the Safdie brothers are obviously amazing at what they do, and I was fascinated by the lighting, and specifically a sequence when you were in that room where you had to use the TV as your light. And I'm just curious, as an actor, when you're shooting a scene like that, I mean, is part of you, obviously you got to figure out where you're going. How do you hit your marks in a moment like that? I mean, like, is that a tough scene to shoot?
There's the one really long Steadicam shot that goes through the whole house.
Yes.
That was just like the guy who was operating. I mean, it was just. I mean, and that's just like it's. I mean, the house is as small as it looks. It was just like he's an incredible operator. But I mean, it's like what I loved about doing this. They really liked the whole room, and so it's pretty free. I mean, hopefully the movie kind of feels like that as well. I mean, like really, there wasn't too much repeating blocking at all. I mean, I was kind of trying to do it different every time, and then hopefully bits and pieces can get. Hopefully the operator can just find you, the DP can just find you in the room somewhere. And also it's quite, Sean Price Williams, the DP, was operating quite a lot, and it's just a different type of filmmaking. He's a very kind of emotional operator. Like he'll just, you'll be doing what you think is a really big scene, and then suddenly you catch where his camera's pointing. He's like pointing it like someone's hand, like the fingers like wiggling around or something, and there's something kind of like, I mean, I just know him very well, and I really, really trusted him. And like when someone's kind of just in the scene, and you can really feel the camera's presence, and you can feel they're really watching. It's not just locked off and just going, well, I've got to film their faces because that's what you got to do. I mean, it's exciting, and you feel like, oh, there's a whole life going on in this room, and people are seeing it, and also as well, Josh Safdie is talking to the cameraman through an earpiece, the entire time.
Cool.
And so it's very like kind of documentary-esque. It's a really fun way to work.
Yeah, that's literally how I've been explaining. I was reviewing the film all morning here in D.C. It's one of my favorite films of the year, and I was explaining that there is such a documentary feel to it. You feel like you're watching someone that captured this story somehow on camera. And the score is a big part of this movie, and it's a leading character of the film. And you're a musician yourself, and I'm curious because the score plays such a gigantic character in the movie, were you hearing it on set? Did you have any idea what that score was going to sound like? Because I would imagine taking the score out of this movie, it would be a completely different film. I'm just curious what you knew,
sure.
what you knew when you were acting it. Did you know the beats and what was going on?
No, the score was done afterwards.
Wow.
But, I mean, well, actually, no. I think Daniel was on it, but he hadn't. I don't think he'd composed anything. I know that we had a lot of kind of like 70s, like prog rock and stuff, and I can't remember what it was. People were playing some things, but not really. I mean, it was shot so kind of verite in like a lot of ways, but just like. I mean, you could feel the intensity when we were shooting. I mean, it was just so like everyone was pushing so hard, and so you kind of knew that there had to be some kind of score to back that up. But I mean, I remember seeing it with score the first time, and I was just like laughing like the whole time because it suddenly, when there's this scene when they're leaving the White Castle and they're just like, like massive, these tiny moments, and it suddenly looks like Blade Runner happening, and you're like, there's this kind of weird, it just elevates these just like minuscule moments of drama to ridiculous proportions, and then cutting into these helicopter shots and stuff. I mean, yeah, I love all that stuff. I just thought, I've never really seen anything like it. I thought it's so bold and just kind of, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. The score blew my mind, and talking about your performance specifically, the hair dyeing sequence was obviously a really interesting scene to watch, and obviously your accent in the film was just amazing. Can you talk about the hair dyeing sequence specifically? Is that done for real? Like, as in, like, we're watching you do that in the movie as it's happening in real life? I mean, do you do that as a character, but also as yourself? That's actually happening, correct?
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, we'd actually shot that before for the scene where Talia, who plays Crystal, was actually dyeing it, and she was dyeing it for real. And the scene, we're having a conversation in the bathroom, which is this kind of funny thing. And then we went back to reshoot it, and then had to dye my hair again. So I ended up peroxiding my hair, and then dyeing it black again, and then peroxiding it again, and then all my hair fell out afterwards.
Wow.
But yeah, it was fun. It was kind of. I just always think anything, if you can just take away any element of fake in it, it's always way easier.
Yeah. Now, bro, I know the accent. I know you get asked about that a lot because it is amazing to watch you in this film because, in my opinion, I think the key to a great performance is when the actor completely disappears into the role. And that's exactly what, I mean, I didn't see Robert Pattinson in this movie. I saw the character you were playing. I think that's just a testament to what you did with the character and the voice and everything about his costumes, everything he was doing. But can you speak about having an accent that different from your real one? Do you stay in it during production? Do you leave for the day and stay in it? Is it easy to go into it? Like, do you have a process of like a couple sentences you have to say to actually walk your way into that accent?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's certain accents which I find are just really fun to do, and it's kind of and you're like excited about saying it a certain way. It's like, I guess the equivalent is sort of if you're like a singer and you're coming up to like a little tricky run or something, and you always and it's always kind of satisfying to do. I mean, I think with that accent, and it reminds like it's the same with an accent I did in the film The Rover. It was like I just really looked forward to like coming into work and just like putting on this accent. I just thought it was really fun. but I mean, I think with this as well, it was just, I don't know, I've just got one of those personalities which kind of, if I just hang around people long enough, I'll just start turning into them. And then, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. If I've literally got enough time that I just start taking on people's mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah.
And with this, I had a long time, and everyone who's making the movie is from Queens, and we were hanging out with. I spent, I don't know, like 3 months talking to a lot of people who've been in and out of jails, and like a bunch of people who were on parole at the time and stuff. And I think it kind of, it's just osmosis after a while.
Yeah.
But it's nice having the luxury of that amount of time before.
Yeah, and I know they're gonna cut us off shortly here. I know you're busy shooting a film, and but you touched on something that I thought was fascinating about the accent, and I've always found this interesting as well. And you're a musician. A lot of British musicians or musicians from other countries do sing with American accents. And I've always found that fascinating. And I mean, growing up, is that something that just maybe because people listen to American music so much? I mean, it is like you listen to someone like Ed Sheeran, for example. He sings with an American accent generally. So I'm curious, is that something?
I would say Ed Sheeran sings with an English accent. That sounds pretty English to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that. I was listening to Castle on the Hill the other day, and there's like certain parts of the song where he does kind of his accent comes in and out. I thought.
Yeah. I think it is something to do with listening to American music. I think American accent in a lot of ways just by its cadence and design, it's just a bit more lyrical than English. Like English is a little bit more like clipped, and so like it kind of, I think it's just easier. But I've always, ever since I was a teenager, I've always kind of vaguely wanted to blur my English accent a bit, especially in work. I don't really want to place myself anywhere.
Cool. Well, listen, man, I know you got to go. I just want to say congratulations to you on this movie. I think it's honestly one of the best films I've seen this year. I mean, the work you've been doing over the past couple of years has been, I just think everything you've been doing recently, specifically with Lost City of Z and this, I hope you do more and more. You're just doing a great job. And it's so cool that you're shooting on film, and it's just cool to hear an actor that appreciates celluloid because so much digital stuff is happening. So it's just cool to hear your thoughts on that process.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I'm just about to shoot a movie on mini DV.
Are you serious? Are you directing it?
I don't think anybody. No.
Mini DV.
That's the kind of thing I would do that. I think it's mini D. Yeah, literally when she got the camera out, I was like, what? It's crazy.
I just bought a Super 8mm camera. I just bought a Super 8mm camera the other day. I'm actually going to make a short on that because I just, nothing looks better than film. And like, again, even the darkest scenes of Good Time just look phenomenally grainy. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy how little light they actually use.
Yeah,
I don't even understand. I think some of the dailies must have just been like totally dark.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, man. Congratulations on the film, and everyone needs to go see it. And good luck with everything you're shooting. And thank you for your time, man. I know you're busy. I appreciate the time this morning.
No worries. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
I'll talk to you soon, Rob. See ya.